Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back, everybody. Brand new year. How's it working out for you so far? Have you set goals? Have you manifested what you want in this? Anything can be yours if you do it right. And it's been proven. Lots of people will attest to manifestation being very powerful. We're going to talk about all things spiritual today with a spiritual coach that helps people move their life forward, guides them along the journey. And a lot of this is practical stuff too that we should be practicing. Tracy Nagle is back with us. How you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, Steve. How are you? Great to be back.
I am good. I'm good. And I just had the manifesting conversation with somebody recently. Um, I feel like I was all in up until a point, and then I lost some steam. And I guess, things didn't show up like I thought they would show up. I got to get back on track, as I'm sure others need to as well. I guess we'll start with goals. Let's go there.
Absolutely. I mean, it's important. Everybody has a New Year's resolution, right? But this is a little bit more than a resolution. Setting goals just for yourself personally, it's going to be so important for your growth. And start small. I mean, you don't have to say, I'm just going to manifest a house this year. Certainly think that way. I don't want you to have limiting beliefs, but I think that anybody who's learned something along the way knows small is good. Little by little steps make huge impacts, little steps make huge impacts. So I think that as we become more aware and you set these goals, the other things sort of fall into place. But yeah, goal setting is super important. I'm like sitting down, you have to write it. Like, I don't know about you, Steve. Do you write your goals down like a business plan or just on a vision board? How do you write your goals down?
That's a really great question. So, I'm part of a men's group, which I think I might have shared with you. I've been doing it for about 8 months now. It's been great, impactful. We do some community service. We help each other. We we have 90-day goals, and we have to write them down in detail, and we're held accountable for that. Um, I need to do that more on my own, but
Right.
yes, and the writing it down is key. I 100%. So many of us just, yeah, I want to lose 10 pounds and sit with it.
Right.
There's Losing 10 pounds is great. There's a lot of steps involved into making sure that takes place, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, and it starts with like a good reflection at yourself, like where do I want to be? What is this year going to look like for me? Keep your gratitude up, keep your manifesting, like you said, you thought you were on point. And I want to talk about that for a second because I think a lot of people lost steam. People get tired, people get burned out. You can't be on point 100%, of the time. So you can't be manifesting and like maintain that all the time. Your body needs to rest. So I think that if you get tired and you kind of lose steam, it may mean your body needs a break or it might
Hmm.
be pushing you in another direction.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way. That
Rejection can be, the whole blessing in disguise kind of thing.
Well, I would imagine. I want this out of your thoughts. The universe has a plan.
Yeah,
It's this is what's going on. You can, adhere to it, but if you're trying to go this way and it feels it's best for you to go this way, it's going to push you this way no matter what.
absolutely. And I think you'll find that maybe you'll keep, failing a test or something like that. And I think that's maybe a good sign like this isn't going to be the right avenue for you. We're not going to let you pass this test. Try something else. And it just might be a good enough for you to push you in the right direction. And sometimes that's all we need is the tiniest push in the right direction. But manifesting is very real. It's very powerful. But you have to remain grounded with gratitude, right? And that's part of these spiritual principles I want to talk about too. But gratitude is super important. It's one of the, like you said, the basic things. Let's live with that daily, like for all the little things, because it's true what we take, how much we take for granted daily with
Hmm.
all things, just in a normal living life.
Would you say that gratitude is the secret sauce for manifestation?
100%. Yeah, I think
Hmm.
that the universe knows, the universe feels your gratitude and it senses that. So, like I said, it's about vibration, frequency, gratitude, all these things go together. But if you're going to be manifesting for things, be grateful for what you have. Because if you're not grateful for what you have, the universe isn't going to keep throwing things at you that you're not ready for. It wants you to be present in the moment and ready to take the next steps. And it's not going to let you pass without the proper step taking. And you might know this. You've gone through this and you don't just snap your fingers and say, I want to be here. There's a lot that has to go on. And same with goal setting and stuff for the whole year. A lot's going to happen this year. So start, like you said, 90 days is a great timeline for people to set for goals. It's a realistic goal. And writing it down does make you accountable. And sharing it with somebody or having a partner or a buddy or a group of people or a coach, it helps you be accountable, stay on path because it's easy to life's now, it's easy to lose track.
You said that this year is going to be impactful. It seems like you're feeling something. Tell me, what are your thoughts?
I think this year is going to be just amazing for a lot of people. I just, feel it. We're coming into the age of Aquarius. We're starting a new cycle. I think that this is going to just light people up. I think this is going to, like the entrepreneurs of the world, I think they're going to do well. I think that people are going to just move into a different zone, a different zone of awakening, maybe. I just feel it all around me. I feel like people are starting to pay attention to being spiritual more and realizing there's the stigma might be going away a little bit. I don't know.
Hmm.
But and it's not for everybody. It truly isn't. And I always say it is not for the weak. Becoming a spiritual person is not for the weak. You have to take a long, a hard look at yourself, right? You have to go through a lot of growing pains. But yeah, if you once you've done that this year, that you're going to blow the doors open. That's just the way that I see it. This year, the doors are going to get blown open.
My gut tells me that people are more and more open to thinking spiritually. So
Yeah.
that's like call it the shift. It's something's going on where it's not woo woo anymore. Now it's kind of normal. And even with that men's group, they made me the shaman. What do I
Okay.
know?
No.
I just take things from people like you and just regurgitate them and
No, but
I
don't
look
you
like
think you intuitively know this? You almost
I do.
intuitively might know these things.
That's a great point. And I do question myself. And there's we had a meeting 2 weeks ago, and we do a thing called the out of head. And the out of head at the beginning of the meeting, there's a reason I'm sharing this. There's is a way in 10 minutes get out of your head. So we might go in the parking lot and play football. We might play cards. We might even play Cards Against Humanity just for a laugh. Whatever
Right.
it might be. So they said, "All right, you're the shaman, of course, and I deliver, a piece of insight, spiritual insight." And they said, "All right, we're rotating it. Now it's your turn to come up with the out ahead." And I thought about it, and I'm like, we've done everything. We've done frisbee. We've done, what are we going to do?" And I'm like, I go into the meeting and I say, "All right, we're going to do something different today, men. And this will get you out of your head." And one of them said, "We're not going to meditate, are we?" And I looked at him and said, "You're damn blank we are. We're going to
Right.
meditate." And I put a 10-minute meditation on and played it through my phone. And it was a really good one. And at the end of it, every single one of them said, "Oh my God, that was amazing. I can't believe we've never done that." But to your point, I needed to think about it. Like I had to go at my gut. My gut was like, "This is going to be lame. Is this going to be lame? Like they're going to look at me and say, like, we're going to meditate. We're going to sit there
Yeah.
and do nothing." It was the complete opposite, but I went with my intuition.
Yeah.
And next Tuesday, my shaman message, I'm going to play a song. I have a song. The lyrics fit everything.
Yeah.
And then right before we do it, I'm going to press a button. It's going to send the lyrics to every one of their phones. And that's it. So their intuition is everything. Don't you believe?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the more that you awaken, the more it comes to the surface. And again, the
Hmm.
more you lean in, the little hits that you take, the more that you believe, the more that doors open for you. And that is a huge part of it. And obviously that we talk
Hmm.
about faith on occasion, but faith is a belief in something higher than yourself. And but the more you accept where you're going and the things that are happening, and you notice synchronicities or numbers or anything, the more that it's going to happen for you. And that
And
I promise you.
and I feel it. And you're putting into the words that I couldn't come up with. And
Mhm.
even the faith in something. We're not talking about, doesn't have to be religion.
No,
You could have faith in the universe. You could
absolutely.
have any, I believe that's even what spiritualism is, the belief and faith in something that's bigger than you. It could be
Absolutely.
nature. Bigger than me, man. It's magical out
Absolutely.
there, and I believe it supports us. Okay, it's bigger than you.
Right.
And then I have this discussion sometimes with a friend of mine. I believe there's a universe that supports us and wants the best for us. We're not here to be miserable. So
Right.
if you do the right things, like you're saying,
Yep.
and even work with a coach to realize that you have to practice gratitude to manifest what you want, and all that the universe will
Yep.
reward you, and it will all happen. A friend of mine will say, "Okay, well, who do you think created the universe?" And then it turns into a different conversation. Uh,
Sure.
and and I respect her belief, and I'm not saying I disagree, but at this
Right.
point in my life, the universe is it. There's something
Right.
here. I don't know what it
Absolutely.
is. It's bigger than me. I don't have that answer. What is the universe?
Wow, and that is the question, but the universe it's whatever it is to you. And I think that's kind of important too. Like you said, it can be nature for you. Your God could be, your source. The universe can be your source. He can be a person sitting on a throne, or he can be an atom of energy, or whatever you need it to be. It is just your belief in something that is greater than you, that you know something is out there. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you know it's there, it's around you, it's happening, and you don't know how to label it or what to label it, so it becomes what you need it to be. And so that can be part of what the source or universe is to you.
So I'm intrigued about, I'm not surprised, and I practice it. I need to do it way more. But gratitude connecting to manifestation. Um, why don't we, do manifestation 101 here? Brand new year. You've got lots of things that you feel should be coming your way, things that you feel you deserve.
Right.
Where do you start?
You put on the music like a solfeggio frequency, or just to find a quiet space. I think grounding yourself, finding quiet space where you're not interrupted is really important. Clearing your mind, being very, very present in that moment, and start by thanking and being grateful for what you have, and what is currently going on in your life. And then you start with manifesting, and I want you to be very detailed with it, whether it be a lake house. I want you to manifest the color of the house, the build of the house. Where is it? Is it on a lake? Is there a dock? Are there trees around? Like, I really want you to completely visualize what you want, down to the color of the flooring, the color of the
Hmm.
drapes. You see yourself in the property. I want it to be hyper detailed and visualized of what you're looking for. And if that means a new career, you're going to visualize yourself. You're going to step into that person. You literally are going to step into that person. Don't wait for it to happen. Step into it now. Don't worry. Like, there's imposter syndrome. People are like, but I'm not there yet. I'm afraid. We all go through that at some point when you're switching careers or whatever, you go through that. Let's get rid of that. Any limiting beliefs. Gratitude, manifest, be very, very detailed. It's very important.
We've talked about gratitude before. I believe we even mentioned keep a gratitude journal.
Yep.
What else can you do? Like, let's say somebody's keeping a gratitude journal. Maybe every morning or night they write down three things that they're grateful for.
Mhm.
Maybe even, and we went into a little bit of detail on that. Um, how does that those things that you're grateful for make you feel? So it's not
Mhm.
just a laundry list. There's some emotional connection to it.
Yeah.
What else can we be doing?
I think that, okay, so there is some spiritual principles out there, and they're actually for Al-Anon, okay? And there's 12 spiritual principles that I think that
Hmm.
we can adopt a lot of these, just to live a better life, just to be a better person. And there are things, like you said, that we can do just on the daily. They don't cost anything. Honesty, hope, faith, humility, having courage, brotherly love, all of these things that I think that as a spiritual person, you can adopt these things. You can adopt these principles, to help guide you in just being a better person, grounding you, helping you to reflect, be aware, be present in the moment. I think that just adopting these principles and sharing them with whatever groups that use them, I think they're a wonderful tool. It's a visual tool that you can print out and look at, and use it daily. Cut out some of the images if you want and tape them to your phone or your computer. Put out some words that align with your year.
Mm,
Like, what is your purpose going to be? What is your power going to be this year? What are you going to create this year? And so, punch these words out in places and put them in pronounced areas where you're around and you see and you touch it and you feel it and you see it. And spend time checking into these things. Sometimes it's just really, I just want to be a better person. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all want to be a better person. But you have to write these things down, be aware, and start to adopt some of these principles. And I think that this is going to be a great big green light for you to start growing and recovering and spending the year becoming the person that you already are. Step into your highest self, your highest and most divine self. It's there waiting for you. It's already there and it wants you back. So whatever you want wants you back.
what do you say when somebody says, look at and insert name of person? They seem to have everything. Everything just falls in their lap. What is,
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
You know what? I think that comes down to we have limiting beliefs. I think that we still judge ourselves. We still have fears. And I think until you get to the root cause of those things and you clear them out and you pass those tests, those universal tests, those things are going to be withheld from you until you are ready to accept them. So that's the way that I see it. So, and it may not be the best thing that you want. So you think, oh my gosh, my life's not going to be great until I have this, $500,000 house. I don't know what you're looking for. And you're like, oh, I just didn't get it this year. First of all, don't give up.
Mm.
Start to do some self-reflecting. Do not give up. And don't let any limiting beliefs stop you. Just try to take a quick look at maybe what's going on in life. Or do you have a limiting belief? Is there something that you haven't really paid attention to that you kind of it's blocking you? So I almost feel like it's a spiritual block for some reason. And that's the only way I can put it.
Okay. What if that we talk about the universe wants the best for us? What if you want something, maybe you manifested, right? You're trying hard, you're doing all the right things, it's not showing up. Could it just simply be that the universe doesn't feel it's right for you?
It could absolutely. And that's the whole rejection thing. Think of
Hmm.
something, anything that you could possibly switch to. And I think that if it comes with ease, it's a yes. If it comes with so much difficulty, it could be a no. And then you just ask the universe for some guidance, ask for a sign, ask for something that could maybe help you figure that out. There are so many possibilities really that you could ask for help. You could, change directions, but just don't give up.
Mm. Ask for a sign. So I want to
Yeah.
go there. I'm a big believer in that.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know if I shared. I ask for signs even from relatives that have passed. My
Hmm.
mom, I ask, I get them. I've talked about it here.
Yeah.
They're so specific. I could do, and she passed 5 years ago. I could do
Yeah.
10 podcasts on just what comes my way
Yeah.
in terms of reassurance, answers, and all of that. And I'm very skeptical.
Right.
It's got to be specific, and they
Right.
are. And you're suggesting ask the universe for a sign. Why is this happening? Why is this not happening? Can you please tell me?
Right. And be
Hmm.
specific when you ask for your sign. So possibly like when you ask your mom for a sign, you ask for something very specific. So whether, like it's a blue dump truck, something that just isn't the common or the
Right.
norm. Let me find a penny on the ground. Let me find a dime on the ground, anything like that. So yeah, I think that your spirit guides, you have spirit team, you have spirit guides, you've got your angels, you've got relatives that are crossed over. You can ask the universe. There is any number of ways to ask for divine guidance. And I can just kind of throw that blanket out there, divine guidance. And
Hmm.
that is going to really encompass your spirit team, your guides, your angels, all those that are constantly surrounding you, just in another reality, another dimension, or whatever it is. I think they're always near you. They're always around you. And I think that the crazy thing that we kind of have to accept is that there is something going on around us, multiple things that we don't maybe know or see or hear, but I think that plays into a lot of the questions of the world and the universe. And it's a and I hope we break it open someday. I hope we figure it out. I want to be there when they figure it out. But for
Same.
now, it's really just an interesting and fascinating thing.
I remember 2 years ago, I needed an answer to a personal situation, very important one, and I knew there was an answer, but I couldn't put my finger on it. I don't know what's going on. Driving here, 2 miles away, at a stop sign, and I kept saying to myself, "What is the answer? What is the answer?" And the song by the Beatles, uh, "Let It Be," dropped in my head at that stop sign.
Yeah,
There will be an answer. Let it
let
be.
it be.
I'm like, drive here again, 2 miles. What did it take me? A minute and a half. Walk in right in this spot, right? Like right there. Phone rings. It was the answer. Can't make that up.
You
Uh,
can't, and it happens all the time. You have to understand, you have to note that and say thank you. Like when that
oh, I,
happens, that's a
oh,
good
oh,
moment, right? To
oh,
say,
Tracy, I
yeah,
was so thankful in that. I even have the lyrics to that song on the wall of that office because
right?
I
Because
because I
that
appreciated it.
absolutely. So you, yeah, obviously practice gratitude. And that's another thing to point out.
Hmm.
Music resonates with you. So interestingly, when you ask for a sign, it seems to maybe come to you possibly in a song
Yes,
or lyrics of a song. So that's a really good thing for others to note. So if music is your thing or if poetry is your thing, look for those things that go best with your heart and your soul, that's where your answer may be right in front of you. So something that you love every day,
true.
whether it's at the gym or book or whatever, like you said in your music, the answers could be very well right in front of you.
That's a great, great point. You might be into hiking, into nature,
Yeah,
and you might ask for a sign, and you could be walking a trail, and something very specific shows up. And I totally agree with you. Be specific. If it supports you to find a penny or a butterfly going by, if that's good for you, then that's
right,
wonderful,
right.
and I'm happy. I want more.
Yeah,
I need
right.
I
I
need
do
more
too. Yeah,
validation. Yeah, it is what it is. Fascinating talking with you. What a great reset for a new year.
yeah, yeah,
And what a great
absolutely.
time to even get some spiritual help. There's a lot going on here.
Absolutely.
Even in the side of manifestation of doing it right, vision board. Oh my God, there's so much to talk about there of including what that actually is. If you don't know,
Absolutely.
you really got to look into it. Tracy, how do we connect with you?
I'm going to be on social media. You're going to find me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. That's going to be the best way to get directly in touch with me. And me or somebody from my staff will answer immediately. And we can go from there.
Love it. About 30 seconds left or so. What's the last specific sign you got? Anything that stands out for you?
Actually, this year we have a Christmas tree that was in my family's home for like the past 30 years. And so this year we brought it into my home. So it has moved residences and all the lights went out on New Year's Eve. And my mother actually passed away 12/30, December 30th. And so all the lights went out on the Christmas tree. And it was almost to say, put this tree to rest. Like, I'm here. I've done everything for you. These lights aren't going to work anymore. Put this tree to rest. So I kind of was like, that was the great sign for me this year was on, yeah, December 30th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I got chills.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
This is just, if you're looking, you're going to see them. And final note, and I only just recently heard this a number of times, and I know that you're probably going to validate it. Our spirit guides around us, our spirit team, whatever you want to call them.
Always.
You need to ask for help. It's not like they're just gonna, I'm gonna jump in and help you there, Steve and
Right.
Tracy. No, you need to ask for help
Absolutely. Be aware of their presence, ask for help, be thankful for their presence too.
and be thankful. Yeah. And I'm thankful for you. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks. And Happy New Year too.
Happy New Year.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.